Hello my loves, it's Kemi again. Welcome back to my channel. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much for your support. It's only been a few weeks on here and your support has been amazing. Thank you. Thanks for coming back. And if you're new, welcome. Join the family. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I cleared my skin of acne, hyperpigmentation, dark spots. It's been highly requested on my Instagram, and I shared sort of like a written post or a story about my skincare journey. I have that on my story, so I'll put a link to my Instagram in the description box below so you can check that out. But it's pretty much what I'm going to be talking about. So I just share the products, lifestyle changes, kind of diet changes, and how this product has worked for me. So for reference, my skin type is oily, acne prone skin type, and I've had fairly good skin growing up, but all of a sudden it's just changed on me, and I woke up to like really severe, massive angry pimples on my skin. So I think that kind of, it's fair to say that kind of started my skincare journey. So after much research, trust me, when I say research, I was reading like back to back for like weeks. I was researching, reading into products, reading about ingredients. So basically science-based products, ingredients, reviews, just checking what worked for people and how I could just help my skin. So some of the things I read into, or some of the products I read about, or the ingredients I read about, like in the previous video I talked about, were like acids. I wasn't really familiar with acids until my skin started acting up. So I'm sure I'd have used sort of acid products in the past, but I really didn't pay any mind to it. So what has really helped is acids. What's really helped me is vitamin C, SPF. I have another video that just talks about all the sort of ingredients that I like. But the actual products I've used, and this has worked for me. So I'm not saying I wouldn't know if it's going to work for you, but it might be worth giving a try. But you need to be very careful with these products because they are actives. They're very strong products, they're strong ingredients, so you need to be mindful. You need to use it according to the guidance that's provided. And then you also need to listen to your skin to sort of see what your skin, what is your skin saying? Is it being irritated? Is it very sensitive to those products? You just need to be mindful. And if you need to do a patch test, please by all means do one, just to check how your product sort of reacts to the products. So the first thing I did was make some lifestyle changes when I noticed this pimples and acne and all of this on my skin. So I reduced my dairy intake. So by that, I reduced my milk intake. I used to have milk in my cup of teas, and I would have like 4 or 5 cups of teas in a day. So I kind of reduced that significantly to about 2 cups a day. I reduced the volume of milk I would normally put into. So I had to sort of wean myself off carefully of the dairy products, and then I reduced refined sugar as well. So I looked into sweeteners, but then again I read it wasn't that healthy or advisable as well. So I just had to start cutting off sugar as well. And then fizzy drinks, Coca-Cola, you've got an ambassador here anyway. No, but then I had to sort of cut that off as well. So it just, some of those unhealthy things that I had in my diet, I had to sort of reduce them drastically. At a point, I stopped them totally to just get my skin clean, or to get my inner self clean, if you get what I mean. And then I had to increase my vegetable intake, my fruit intakes, yeah. But now my skin is all good. I'm mindful when and how I take this sort of foods or sort of this junk food. What you don't want to do is totally cut it off, except you can. So I didn't want to totally cut it off. I looked into the acids, and the primary benefit of acids, or most of these actives, is to get rid of dead skin cells on your skin, and it helps and then promotes new skin cell turnover, to help with texture, to help with fine lines and wrinkles, dark spots, hyperpigmentation. So most of these active products, they primarily do the same thing, but some obviously are more effective in certain skin concerns than others. But most acids, most actives, they do the same thing primarily. So the products, one of the first products I used and I looked into was the MUAC 40% Mandelic acid peel. And now this comes in a lower strength as well. So what I did first was to try, so I read a lot about this. Now this is an at-home pill, but you have to be very, very careful. I would not really recommend you do this at home, but I did it at home, but I was extremely careful. Now this is a very strong product. It can damage your skin if you do it wrongly, so be mindful. If you're not sure about yourself, if you think you can make a mistake, because what you don't want is a damaged skin, then you can go to a dermatologist or you can go to a specialist to administer these pills on you. So I started with using these pills like once in a month, and I followed the instructions. I started with a 20% strength, so, just sort of checked how my skin was reacting to it and built my skin tolerance before I then moved to the 40%. So this is the 40% Mandelic acid. If you look at what's left, you know I've used it a lot. This really helped me. The dead skin, it dried up the pimples. Sometimes I would find that I was purging more, so it would bring out more to the fore and then sort of start clearing all of the pimples gradually. Sometimes I used it and I would peel, so you need to be mindful of when you're using this. It might be at a time when you can stay home for a few days or maybe the weekend, or where you can have like a long weekend and stay home. Because another thing is you need to be mindful of the sun, because it sort of increases your skin sensitivity to the sun. So this is where SPF comes in, but we'll come to SPF. So that product was good for me. I used it once a month and I used it according to the instruction. When I saw how my skin was responding, and then started using it once in 2 weeks. So following up with that, after using that product, I would need to use a rich moisturizer, and initially I was using the Mer moisturizer, this one, the moisturizing gel. However, it wasn't rich enough for me, and I would use this normally as a moisturizer on a day-to-day basis and it'll be okay, but after a peel it wasn't moisturizing enough for me. I needed something to really replenish and bring back the moisture to my skin. So I would use the Mer, but I'd constantly have to reapply. But if I knew about the Weleda then, I would then recommend the Weleda because it's a richer moisturizer. And another one that is a bit of a spend is the Augustinus Rich Cream. So this is rich, it is moisturizing, and it's also a treatment. So you get the benefit of a treatment and you also get the moisture that's needed. So those are the moisturizers I'll kind of use after a peel. I even use them even if it's not for a peel. If like my skin is dehydrated, I'll use such kind of moisturizers. And then after peel, I do just moisturizing for like a week. I tend not to use any other actives for like a week or even more, depending on how my skin is feeling. So if it feels like after the peel, your skin needs to heal. So your skin has been sort of, I would say, kind of treated, and then now it needs to go through this healing process, yeah? So for like a week, I'm moisturizing, replenishing moisture, and just plumping back my skin. And then another product that has helped my skin is the Biologique Recherche Lotion P50 1970. So the 1970 is the strongest of the lot. They've got different versions for different skin types and different skin sort of tolerance level. The 1971 is not stocked in the UK, but it's stocked in the US because there's phenol in there, and the phenol is banned in the EU. That's helped me as well. It's an acid exfoliating toner. Takes off dead skin cell, helps with fine lines and wrinkles, and large pores, all of those beautiful benefits I talked about at the beginning. Another product and holy grail for me is the Good Genes all-in-one lactic acid. It's also got licorice in it. Licorice is antibacterial. It helps heal your skin, it helps repair your skin, and lactic acid also helps with all those benefits I talked about as well. So I try not to use both of these in the same step. So if I use this, I'll try to use it at night after cleansing, and then I go on with a gentle treatment. I could go on with like I would say a vitamin C, or maybe even my Augustinus moisturizer, because it's a moisturizing treatment. And then I use this day or night, it doesn't matter. I can use it day or night, but check your skin's tolerance. I use it day or night, and I make sure I use an SPF if I'm going to use this in the morning. Another product that's helped me, especially with protecting my skin, brightening my skin, just to give it that glow, and also to help clear off some dark marks that was left over from the acne and the spots, is the vitamin C serum. I've just started using the Drunk Elephant C Firma serum, and I like it. The one I used before this was Tatcha, and it was really, really beautiful. I liked it. But we can easily get Tatcha in the UK, so I then started looking into Drunk Elephant. So far so good, I'm liking it. Vitamin C, you need to be careful with it because it's not a stable product and it tends to oxidize quickly. So if you're going to buy a vitamin C, I'll advise that you buy one in a tight packaging like that, so the chances of sort of air or light getting into it is slim, and that way it doesn't oxidize quickly. Once it starts oxidizing and turns orange, it sort of loses its efficacy and it's no longer effective anyway. And it's a brilliant antioxidant. It also protects the skin from environmental pollution. So vitamin C has helped me. And also I tend not to use the Mandelic pill from time to time as such. I probably now use it like once in 3 months or once in 4 months, when I just think my skin needs that sort of rejuvenation, like zhuzh, it just needs a zhuzh, if you get what I mean. But from day to day, I use the Dr. Dennis Grass Universal Daily Pill. It's quite gentle and it's got a 2-step peel and then neutralizer. So I'll use that to give my skin some sort of bounce and make it supple. And then the final bit is, after clearing your skin, after repairing your skin, after treating your skin, obviously you need to protect your skin, especially from environmental factors. You need to protect your skin from burn, you need to protect your skin from the sun rays that causes aging, and then the SPF comes in. I just started using the Supergoop. I think I've been using it for about 2 months now, and it's actually a beautiful sunscreen. You can wear this in place of your moisturizer, so you don't need to go with a moisturizer on top of this one. If you've got oily skin, it's hydrating and no white cast, very black girl friendly, so I love that one as well. So, and the other changes I kind of made in terms of should I say in terms of diet, but I'll do that in another video because that has really not much to do with skincare. I think that's more about how I lost some kgs, or I lost some stones, but I'll share that in another video. So this is it for this video. If you find it helpful, please give me a thumbs up, and if you have any questions at all, if you have any questions about any of the steps, how I've used any of these products, please let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be waiting for you there. And it'll be good for you to share what's worked for you as well. But these are the products that have worked for me, and they've taken my skin from 0 to 100. And for the most part, I would always have these products in my skincare arsenal. And that brings us to the end of my video. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.